So I have the list here of all the different changes you wanted me to make. So I'm just gonna go through a conversation that's gonna completely, kind of encapsulate all of them. Don't laugh at me because I'm asking questions about things I actually really don't know much about, but that'll be good. You'll be able to fill me in on it. So let me just give her a call.
Hey, you've called Crave Beauty and Wellness Lab. All of our calls are recorded for quality assurance and compliance purposes. How may I assist you today?
Hi, who am I speaking with?
Hey there, you're chatting with Monica, the service specialist at Crave Beauty and Wellness Lab. How can I help you out today?
Hey, Monica. Yeah, so I got I've been looking on your website and there's a bunch of things I saw that I wanted to get done. I definitely wanted to get some Botox, some waxing done, and maybe one of like the IV nutrient kind of things you guys got going on. Could you just tell me a little bit about them?
Sure thing. So for Botox, it's great for smoothing out those fine lines and wrinkles. Our expert injectors make sure you look natural and refreshed. As for waxing, it gives you that smooth skin without the bumps or ingrown hairs from shaving. And our IV nutrient therapy is awesome for boosting energy and overall wellness with a mix of vitamins tailored to your needs. Do you want to book an appointment to get started on these?
I do, but I have a few questions first. Okay, so is there like a particular order that I have to get them done in? And like approximately how long would each procedure take?
Yeah, there's a bit of an order to follow. You'd want to start with the filler, then move on to any laser treatments if you're doing those, and finish with Botox. Waxing can be done separately since it doesn't interfere with the others. As for timing, Botox usually takes about 15 to 30 minutes. Waxing depends on the area, but is generally quick too. And IV therapy can take around 30 to 60 minutes. Anything else you're curious about?
So what's like the total time for all that?
All right, so if you're doing Botox, waxing, and an IV session all in one go, you're looking at roughly 2 hours or so. It kind of depends on the specific areas for waxing and how long the IV takes. Does that work for your schedule?
Yeah, it does. But I have a few more questions. So with the Botox, I wanted to get it in my face. Like how many injections would I need for that? Like what's the average?
For Botox on the face, it really depends on the areas you want to target. Common spots like forehead lines, crow's feet, and frown lines usually need about 20 to 30 units in total, but it can vary based on your specific needs and goals. Our injectors can give you a better idea during a consultation. Want me to help set that up for you?
Just a few more questions. Okay, so since I'm getting all these services done, do you have any kind of like package or anything that I could save money with?
We do have some membership programs that offer discounts on treatments like our Botox Bank membership or facial membership. They can help you save if you're planning to get regular treatments. I can give you more details or help set up a consultation to see what fits best for you.
Well, yeah, because I know like Botox, it's not a one and done thing. I kind of got to do it a bunch of times. So how does that membership with like getting regular Botox work?
Yeah, totally. With the Botox Bank membership, you can bank units each month at a discounted rate. You use them whenever you're ready for a treatment. Plus, you get perks like discounts on skincare and other treatments. It's pretty flexible and helps spread out the cost over time. Want me to check if there's availability for a consultation to dive deeper into it?
Yeah, we can do that a little bit later. I still had a few more questions. Okay, so aside from Botox, what were the other two things that you mentioned again?
Sure thing. Besides Botox, we talked about waxing for smooth skin and IV nutrient therapy to boost your energy and wellness.
Okay, let's talk about the
Anything
waxing.
else you want to know?
Yeah, I wanted to get pretty much both my legs and my back done.
Got it. For full legs and back waxing, you're looking at about an hour or so. It leaves your skin super smooth and hair-free for weeks.
Excellent.
Do you have any specific questions?
I do actually. So how much would that be then for the two legs and the back to get waxing done? How much would that cost?
All right, so for full legs, it's $100, and for the full back, it's $500. So in total, you're looking at about $600. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's okay. Is there like a waxing package you guys have at all?
We don't have a specific package for waxing, but regular sessions can help reduce regrowth over time, making each visit easier. If you're interested in other services too, our memberships might offer some savings on combined treatments. Want to explore those options?
Maybe in a bit. As a few more questions. On my back, I do have a mole. Is that gonna like interfere with the treatment at all? I don't think it's like bad, but I also don't know. So is there like a way you guys could check?
Yeah, if you have a mole, it's best to get it checked out first. We recommend booking a consultation with one of our medical doctors to assess it. They'll let you know if it's okay for waxing or if any other steps are needed. Want me to help set up that appointment?
Yeah, okay. So we talked about a bunch of things today. I kind of forgot most of them, but okay. So we talked about waxing, we talked about Botox. Oh yeah, we didn't get into the IV drip stuff. Like, what do you do for like someone who's like really low in energy or something that could help my skin glow? Is there like an IV drip for that?
Absolutely. For boosting energy and giving your skin a glow, our IV nutrient therapy is perfect. We have drips that are packed with vitamins and antioxidants to help you feel more energized and give your skin a radiant look. It's like a little pick-me-up for both body and skin. Want to know more about the specific options?
Okay, well, like let's just get into kind of booking now. So I want to get, I guess both those that you just mentioned about the IV drip I wanted to get. Is there like a package that I'm looking to save money? So if you could help me out and like package these like to the most cost-effective way, could you just tell me how that would work?
Sure thing. So for the IV drips, we can look into a package that combines energy boosting and skin glowing options. While we don't have a specific package for IVs alone, combining them with other treatments like Botox or waxing under our membership programs might offer some savings. I can help set up a consultation to tailor something just right for you. How does that sound?
Okay, so the consultation I'm gonna have with like the mole to see if that's gonna be an issue. Is that gonna be a separate booking from the consultation I'm gonna have about the IV drip? How does that work?
For the mole, you'll have a consultation with one of our medical doctors to check it out. As for the IV drip, we can set up a separate consultation to discuss your goals and find the best options for you. We can book both appointments back to back if that works for you. Want me to get that scheduled?
Yes, please. I'm going away for the weekend and I really want to get this done tomorrow. You guys have anything available like first thing in the morning around 9 a.m.?
Let me check. We do have some availability tomorrow morning at 9. I can book you in for both the mole consultation and the IV drip discussion. Does that work for you?
Okay, it does. And then let's say like, you know, the mole's fine, everything checks out, we get the green light. How long would the rest of the other services take to do? Like the IV drip, the Botox, and the waxing?
All right, so if everything's good to go, the IV drip would take about 30 to 60 minutes, Botox around 15 to 30 minutes, and waxing for your legs and back about an hour. So you're looking at roughly 2.5 hours in total. Does that fit into your schedule?
And so and how long were the consultations?
The consultations are usually pretty quick, about 15 to 30 minutes each. So adding those in, you might be looking at around 3.5 hours for everything.
Whoa,
Does that work for you?
That's a full day. Well, yeah, I guess it'll work. Yeah, if we could start that at 9, and I could be out, you know, just a little after lunch, that'd work great for my schedule. What do you need from me?
Awesome. I just need your full name, phone number, and email to lock in the appointments. Could you spell out your email for me?
My name's Sean Smith. My email address is smith@gmail.com.
Thanks, Sean. Just to confirm, that's smith@gmail.com. Is that right?
That is.
Yeah, we got that.
Perfect. Sometimes our emails end up in spam, so keep an eye out there. If you don't see it, you can always check our website to schedule a meeting. Anything else before I finalize this for you?
Also, is any of this like covered by OHIP or insurance? Do you know?
Most of these treatments, like Botox and IV drips, aren't typically covered by OHIP or insurance since they're considered cosmetic. But if you have extended health benefits, it's worth checking with your provider to see if they offer any coverage. Anything else on your mind?
No, that should be about it. Where are you guys located again?
We're at unit number 22220 Westwind Drive in Spruce Grove, Alberta, just 15 minutes west of Edmonton. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
And what time do you guys, what are your hours tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're open from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. You're all set for your 9 a.m. appointment. Anything
She's
else
like,
you
get
need?
this man off the phone.
And so who would be performing these services? Like, is it you? Is it like, who is it?
The services will be performed by our skilled team of medical estheticians and doctors. I'll make sure you're in good hands with the right specialist for each treatment.
Do you know the name of the
Anything
doctor
else
I'd
you
be
wanna
seeing?
know? I don't have the specific names of the doctors on hand, but rest assured our team is highly qualified. If you want to know more about who you'll be seeing, I can find out and let you know. Sound good?
That sounds perfect. So yeah, I guess I'll be in tomorrow at 9, right?
Yep, you're all set for 9 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for reaching out, Sean. We look forward to seeing you at Crave Beauty and Wellness Lab. If anything changes, just give us a call. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, question for you, doctor. How accurate was she? She left the meeting. Wow, Corey, you did that bad a job. She ducked the meeting, bro. There's one thing I gotta tell her about that Asian though. Her voice sounds like she's about to terminate Matt's.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is this? It's a fucking Crave Beauty, bro.
Switch that up, don't worry. Coming back, Dr. Tundra?
Business. Are you done? Oh, that was good though. And was she supposed to say Dr. Tenzak or?
So yes and no. We need to
Reinforce.
exactly. Coming back.
Dr. Sundog, we thought you thought it was so bad you just jet on us.
I was
No.
like,
Damn, Corey, you gotta try harder, man.
My computer
know if
just
you
went
got-
black.
I don't know if you ever had a man call with that many questions. God, that was like a full package. You're gonna buffer his ass all day tomorrow.
so how was
It was great. I think there's a couple of like little notes I had, I think, but overall, like she gives lots of information. I like that she keeps directing you to book,
Yes.
especially because I feel like when patients do stuff like this, especially with asking about packages, we can be flexible. If you're booking $1,000 services, we'll probably give you 50% off, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That she's asked to keep booking for a consultation.
Okay.
So we want to make a note that.
You did throw me for a loop there for a second though, because I looked at our menu. Do we do back $1,000?
I
So
was like, that's expensive.
so there was things that I got from your website, and then there was the marketing material that was sent over. And so some things didn't add up, some prices were different. I kind of chose the marketing material as like being more true than what was on the website.
Mhm.
Those details we can iron out on prices and stuff, and just so that we know which is the right one to say.
Yeah, that helps us though too, because I took over ownership when the website was already up and running. So the service menu is a little bit different. So it'll be good for us to kind of go through and make sure that everything's matching.
That's fine.
The menu is more accurate.
So yeah, we'll get accurate menu.
So, but at least the menu's more accurate, because I kept some of the stuff in just because there's different wording. And I'm like, let me just leave that. Anything that was the same, I kind of chose the marketing material, but everything else I kind of left. So, okay.
Yeah, because even for IVs, like we haven't been doing them since we took over. We're actually launching them probably in a month or so. It's good to have her on the know. Like by the time she's launched here, we'll have IVs.
So you know what, you're gonna put language in there so that if someone is asking for a package deal or a special offer, just say, hey, talk to our doctors, talk to our specialist. We're very flexible. We'll figure it out for you. Just make sure that language is a little bit more
Yeah.
human.
Because I didn't know if you wanted her to sell right? And I'm like, and I thought about it, and it's like, yeah, when she comes in, like she'll know that.
We can have her
Yeah.
negotiate, but I think it'd be better for her to
Yeah,
say,
come in.
hey, you want that deal?
Come in.
Come in.
Exactly.
Come
Yeah.
in, come in.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
do
I
that.
agree.
Another thing that for me, I'm a really big on perception type guy. So for me, hearing that voice, her voice was a little bit monotonous. We got a whole bunch of different voices that we can do troubleshooting on that you want to listen to. Is there a particular type of vibe that you want her to have?
I like her general vibe now. I do agree with you though. She can be a little bit more, like, I think there's certain things that she has where she's a bit more dynamic, and then I think there's some where she's a bit more flat.
So one thing I did want to point out though is like that was a super long call, right?
Yeah.
So that was like about 11 minutes. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm just asking a bunch of questions. But there's a limit on how long the call is going to be too, because you don't want people just calling, wasting time on your phone, kind of thing like that, right? So
Yeah.
there is a limit, and so as you start to approach that limit, she starts to, just get more serious about booking you, right? So
Mhm.
We can change the limits. Like
Yeah.
that's not a
Yeah,
problem.
we
but
could do that, but it's just why you heard what you heard. Like, towards the end, she's like, "Do you want to book? Do you want to book? Do you want to book?"
I
Right?
think
Because
that might have actually just been the language model,
you think
like
so?
gearing you towards a booking. See,
Because they gave enough information already.
yeah,
right?
like
Okay.
we're literally at a point with this technology where we sort of have to figure out why she's doing things. Is it the timer that's going off in the background and saying like, hey, let's just get this person booked, they're talking a lot? Or is that her model just trying to drive them towards the booking regardless of what they're saying and time?
Yeah.
But there is a safety that we can put on her that basically says, if you go past this time limit, just hang up the phone. I don't know how long the calls take with your ladies right now, but we want to minimize the time on the phone with her logic and saying, hey, you have a lot of questions. Maybe if you get asked 10, 5, 15 questions, just say, hey, come on down. Just get a booking. We can train her to do stuff like that, to be a little impatient as well.
Yeah. And maybe she can, if there's a way for her, if she gets to the point where she's like, hey, we should book you in for a consultation, maybe to like remind people that it's free.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
And then the one other thing, there's a couple. So one, I think it would be nice that once you book somebody in, to remind them that there is a cancellation policy.
Okay, yeah, we got to do that.
Yes.
They'll get it in their email when they book anyways, but sometimes it's nice to be like, just like, so we do have.
So we can't capture credit card information over the phone yet.
But just tell them, yeah.
That's okay, but as long as she knows, or like
So
she.
you just have that like basically debited on them or like when you come in, hey, you canceled one time last month, we got to take that from you on this service charge, or like how would that work?
So how it works is we'll book them in. They get sent a bunch of paperwork and there's a paywall. So they can't fill out their paperwork unless.
That's Jane. That's Jane,
That's
right?
not- yeah. So once they're booked in, they'll automatically get an email that says, fill out this paperwork before your appointment. And in that paperwork, there's a cancellation policy with your credit card.
Oh my gosh, if we could get access to Jane API and get those links and have Monica just send the link while she's on the damn phone.
Exactly. And confirm, like, boom,
Yeah.
we got it worked, everything.
We're gonna work on this Jane stuff for you, doctor, because there's a lot more potential to be had if we can get the APIs. But for now, we know at the very least she can book onto the calendar and Jane integrates into Google. So whatever she books directly onto a calendar will be reflected in Jane. We just want to make sure that we're maximizing as much as we can with Jane before we have to go to their office and start cracking heads saying, hey, can you give us an API, please? Can we connect our systems? Like,
Yeah.
because the last guy we just demoed, he's going to come on in the next couple months. He's like, yeah, we're using Jane too.
Yeah.
And so we're just getting all these Jane users. And it's like, we got to figure out a way to pretty much bridge the gap between AI and the conventional systems you're using. So,
Yeah.
and this is going to be something that we work on, but also if we can round up enough Jane users, as clients having their own voice agents, we'll just say, hey, Jane users, go to Jane and send them an email and say, hey, can you just let these guys into the door so we can get better service? So there's a bunch of different ways we can approach it. But for now, I just want to show and demonstrate the efficacy of booking right directly onto the calendar from the phone using the voice agent. And then they'll have strong consideration to say, hey, you know what? We're a better platform if we let these guys connect to us, so to speak.
Yeah.
So just some takeaways that I could tinker with later for Monica is just I can go more in depth and kind of I can send you an email easily over the discrepancies on your website to the marketing material. Then you could kind of just let me know about that. I will kind of push her more to say, if you're sensing a package or, multiple services, definitely come in, we could work something out, like that kind of messaging.
Yeah.
The cancellation, the consultation is free. Like, let them, like, make sure she says that. And then the cancellation charge, also notify them after if they've made a booking. So those are some other changes I can definitely make on that.
Yeah, and it can be something like fairly vague. They keep in mind we do have a no-show and a cancellation policy. It'll be in your
Is that common practice?
Keep in mind.
In the industry, do the ladies generally know when they do that, when they book, they have to pay for no shows?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not something that they're doing. Okay. We should
Yeah,
start.
no,
doing that.
it's common practice. I do in my medical clinic as well, because at the end of the day, it's money out of our pocket. We have
What'd
10
you say? You said you have a medical clinic as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so after we're done with Monica, we're gonna get you Vanessa for that one too. Okay.
One other thing I was gonna ask is, maybe it'll help with a tone change, but I think if I were to call and I got the, hey, you've reached Crave, it sounds a little bit like I got the voicemail.
Okay.
Is it possible for her to kind of just say, hey, this is Monica, like you've reached Crave?
Just have her say whatever you want.
Yeah. The only thing is we have to put in the call is being recorded for compliant. The compliance language has to be there, right? But if you're talking about just the greeting, just to make it as most of like a human is saying it more, I guess what you mean. Definitely we could do that.
What we could do is we can humanize the greeting, say, hey, it's Monica Crave Beauty, how are you? And then let the person talk. And then before Monica says anything else, she's like, okay, great, no problem. Just to let you know, all of our calls are recorded for quality assurance and compliance purposes. So we can bring that out of her initial greeting into the conversation layer, but force it to the top of the conversation.
I think even if it's in her initial greeting, that's not a problem. I think that the most common thing you hear when you reach somebody's voicemail is you've reached.
Okay.
So if she says, hey, this is Monica from Crave, just so you know, all our calls are
Hey, you're
recorded.
speaking to Monica. Okay, so we'll just make that a little bit more human.
Because I just think that you've reached Crave to me sounds like a voicemail, and I'm worried people will just be like, okay, click.
Yeah, and then they all automatically hear Monica starting to talk to them. It's like, oh wow, what am I doing? What am I talking to her? That's good. Okay, this is good.
One thing I did do with her as well is as soon as she answered, I was like, can I talk to a real person? And she did redirect. It was nice. I'd have to listen to it again, but I think the tone was a little bit like, you're talking to me. Like,
I didn't. Yeah, it's not. That's not polished yet. That's definitely not polished yet. But
So
okay,
on call routing, when calls want to be escalated, we'll say sound perky, sound energetic, and just let them know like we can connect you to a human, but worst comes to worst, I can answer your questions.
yeah, I was like, Monica's spicy.
Yeah, she got a little attitude, so we'll iron that out of her. That's funny, man.
All right.
That's pretty much it. That's great. So we got all what we need for this round by Monday or Tuesday, when are you back?
I'm back Mondays.
Monday. So by Tuesday latest, you're going to get a phone number where you can start calling and have your journey with the ladies there. And as soon as we get those paperwork back, invoice, we'll start working on the post-call reports where you'll start to get emails on the data that comes through the call. And then we start to carve out those different data points for what you want to see on the email. And then we're really talking about like, you guys are never going to hear the phone ring again. You're just going to read emails.
Love it.
There you go. So I'm hoping that once you get to the post-call reports, the reality sets in. It's like, okay, this person's actually doing work or this entity is doing work. And then with those reports, we can do lots of fun stuff like make recommendations, when to follow up, put a little data field there that says follow up in this time. And then she triggers the follow up 3 months later. There's all sorts of fun stuff we can do. Like the last guy says, he's been collecting contacts for services over the past couple months from Facebook. He's got 150 he wants to reach out to.
Say, well, instead of, reaching out to them yourself, just have your agent give them a friendly call and trying to book them on the calendar, and like she can make 150 calls in like 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
start thinking about some outbound stuff in the meantime while we work on the inbound. And then by the end of this year, you're going to have a money making machine that is Monica. She's doing the inbound, outbound, everything.
Awesome.
All righty, that was good. Okay, so we got you got some YouTube fodder. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm so excited to put this on YouTube. We don't do a lot of editing or any stuff like that, so it's gonna be raw. But
Sounds
whatever
good.
you see on YouTube, you can share with your friends. You're gonna be the front-running pioneer for AI adoption in your space.
Awesome.
So get ready for the fame and attention that comes with that. Okay?
I can do it. I can handle it.
Okay, good.
All right, perfect. Well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thanks.
Take care.
You too.
Bye now.
Bye.